sometimes you use the term playground. I think the wilderness area is almost a worship center for everyone. I think everyone comes here and finds something from it, the solitude, the peace, the spiritual quality. To me, it's church. And it's pretty, it's church, and there are things to worship here, huge mountains and big trees and big rivers. And I think it's super important that we protect our church spaces. Without them, to me, without these places, I think we have nothing left. So I hope that the climbing access and the climbing management program keeps getting supported here in Yosemite so that we can keep protecting these places we all love. Interested in Yosemite's climbing management program. I think climbing and mountaineering visitation in the national parks is really important. I think the culture of it, both the historic culture and the current use, is fascinating. And I think that within big wilderness there's going to be wild use, and I think climbing, mountaineering, and finding your way to hang out in the vertical wilderness is such a beautiful use of these places.
Why I wanted to become a steward was to broaden my network and community. I've met a lot of awesome people within the program. And with that, I've gained a lot of mentorship, and it's really cool to be able to be a part of this program because I think mentorship is a huge part of it, and the process of passing down knowledge to often a younger generation from an older generation is a climbing tradition that has been very strong, especially in the Yosemite Valley, and it's such a privilege and honor to be a part of that link in the story.
I think it's really important to have a strong community in your climbing family. And in Yosemite, there's definitely a lot of climbers coming in. So it's really important to not love these places to death and really give back to the community.
Yosemite, this is Wilderness 7-5 on Hoffman.
Climbing patrol is similar to when a ranger gets ready to go on a backcountry patrol. We have our feet on the ground, or in our case, on the cliff. That people are respecting the area by following National Park Service regulations, and also introducing ourselves to visitors, making available any relevant information, assessing the route's condition, or if there's any old fixed gear or any old tat that we can clean up. And we'll also pick up any miscellaneous trash that we find.
Another duty we have as stewards is to educate climbers and non-climbers alike. We do this by demonstrating climbing techniques, by teaching leave no trace principles such as using wag bags and picking up others' trash, and by keeping climbers updated about peregrine falcon closures. By educating the public about these topics, we work to protect Yosemite's wilderness.
The science. Science is cool. So the park is collecting use data on classic climbs here in Yosemite in both the Valley and Tuolumne Meadows. Routes like Cathedral Peak and Royal Arches, the Nose, and all these awesome places to climb. And it's a really cool thing. We can use data to actually create management programs in the future that might help out climbing. But what we hope is with this data and with the climbing management team, plan a future that preserves the wilderness character of rock climbing and also the wilderness experience of climbers.
The numbers of rock climbers has dramatically increased in the last decade in particular. One of the largest impacts that we're seeing in Yosemite's wilderness is the approach and descent trails from popular climbing areas. So these access trails that we can work on, both build and maintain, is one of the largest ways that we can mitigate some of the impact of our ever-growing sport. So we build and maintain those trails, but we also restore the many user trails. We have domes that have 12 user trails. We choose the best one, make it a sustainable trail, and restore the rest of the wilderness to how it should be. And it's a really impactful part of our job.
Volunteering in Yosemite and living up in Tuolumne for the summer was one of the most life-changing things I've ever done. It introduced me to some of my best friends and my partner, and as a climber steward you get to slow down and really be here and learn about it and learn about the plants and mushrooms and the cycle of the season in a way that if I had come here just as a climber I wouldn't have experienced in the same way.
Being a climbing steward positively impacted me because it taught me a lot of things climbing and non-climbing. I got to climb my first El Cap wall when I was a climbing steward, and through being a steward I was able to find a job that I did not know existed, and it's a job that I really do love because I get to teach people about having a lesser impact.
I feel really fortunate to work with the climbing stewards. They're incredible volunteers and they really bring something to the program, like this youthfulness and energy. And something that's really special to me is the opportunities for mentorship in the program. And so, I got to climb El Cap with 2 of the stewards this year. And I was kind of the veteran wall climber, and it was a really awesome experience to get to go up there with one person who had never climbed El Cap at all, and another one who kind of was just starting out his climbing big wall career. Having someone with you who has the title climbing steward, it makes me think, how can I be a better steward? And I think the program kind of brings that to light.